This ain't no backyard story. This ain't no quiet tale. It's the fence show in Vegas, where legends set sail. Wood or vinyl, steel or aluminum shine. Automatic gates, the cutting edge design. Ryan's here and you know he's a man. Cowboy hat tip got the master plan. It's the number one show in the nation. Fanshow.com, it's your destination. I'm still AG, fans on display. Come to Vegas, don't let this slip away. The strip's got its glitz, but we've got the grid. Access control so slick you won't want to quit. Every post, every panel, standing tall and proud. At the fence show, we're drawing a crowd. From ranch-style dreams to city gates, this is where innovation waits. Vegas lights, the desert's call. Fence show's got it all. It's the number one show in the nation. Fanshow.com, it's your destination. I'm still AG, fans on display. Come to Vegas, don't let this slip away. It's the number one show in the nation. Fanshow.com, it's your destination. I'm still AG, fans on display. Come to Vegas, don't let this slip away. Come to Vegas, don't let this slip away.
All right, Florida, we're here.
Yay.
What's going on? We got Nikki and Pete. How are you guys?
Hey, good evening.
I
Great.
feel like I just saw you guys.
Yeah, last night.
Weird, right? Like deja vu.
I'm doing well. How are you?
I can't see you guys enough. Hey, for everybody listening, we're down here in Florida. I've been down here for the last about 36 hours. Visited tons of people. You two were a couple of the people I was lucky enough to have dinner with, and I was on Pete's new podcast that he's got going on yesterday. So, how are you guys? Tell me what's been going on since I saw you.
Well, since last night or the time prior?
Since last night. How was today at work?
Today was great. Well, as you saw that I'm upping my social media usage, so throughout the companies and whatnot. So, we got some good interaction today, and got to do some collaborating with you. Had a couple sales calls today, so that was fun. Did 2 estimates, sent those out. So, it's just the same old day, consistency. That's how it is.
Yeah. So
My favorite
Nikki,
thing was waking up this morning and seeing you in the trunk of Pete's car with a microphone.
and that
I
went
was like,
on.
I don't know. That was amazing. So good job.
And that
Pete.
went on after I think after you guys took off, and we were in the parking lot of an ale house doing your first podcast in the back of front of your electric truck. That looks like
Oh,
It was-
right. Oh, so sorry. Okay, good.
Impromptu. Hey, we learned lessons. The lights went off immediately, and then the camera shut off at the end.
I
So
saw the blinker fluid. I saw where you put the blinker fluid in. I've always wondered, as a girl, I was like, oh, that's where it goes.
I actually didn't know where that was until he pointed that out.
Well, welcome to the show business. That's exactly what it's like too. I mean, except you had it all on your very first podcast. We had mic issues, the lights were going out.
It wouldn't be a good first podcast podcast if it didn't have those issues, you know?
But, so everybody that's listening, because some people might be tuning in on this thing, on, streaming over audio too. We got Nikki Hage with Hage Fence.
Hey, down here in St. Petersburg, it's a beautiful day when it's 70 degrees outside.
Yeah. No, it's been beautiful the whole time I've been
nice.
here.
It's just beautiful here right now. Yes. Yeah.
Amazing weather. People say there's bugs. I don't see any bugs though for me. Maybe it's just that time of year, right?
Don't call him, Brian. Don't call him.
But no alligators either so far. So yeah. So thanks for tuning in. But you introduced me to Pete. Pete, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. You got more going on than just the fence industry, and a little backstory on you.
Yeah, sure. I was in the military for a few years. I got out and decided I wanted to get in the blue collar industry. So I was doing a couple of different things, kind of picking up jobs on Facebook, doing what we can do in the beginning, learning how it was going there. And then eventually I picked up fencing. So I was pretty keen to that, started learning that, went through the first couple months of that, pushing away in the fields. Think I got a nice sciatica going at the time when I first started the company. So that was all fun. I was like diving in customers' yards in the beginning of my business because my body the whole nerve was like on fire. So, but anyways, yeah, so did that for a little while. My previous experience has a lot to do with system building and policies. I've designed probably more SOPs than I would like to. When I was in the military. So policies and structures, and I'm pretty big on that. So when I started Gulf Coast Fence, that was like the number one thing that I started to do was I wanted to get a workflow, I wanted to get a process. I wanted to get a whole sales process. I really wanted the customer to have a certain experience and I also didn't want to overdevelop because I wasn't too experienced in the particular in the exact trade that I was doing. I was, just experienced in general trades at the time. And so, I was just trying to kind of just take it for what I had. And then, eventually as time went on, one thing led to the other, you start getting phone calls in certain times. We made shifts in how we made phone calls. We had the thank you phone call, which is a phone call that we give to them, the customer 24 hours after they approve it. And in that time, we tell them their estimated date of their estimated week that we build them. And then we tell them that we'll call them about a week or two, and then we'll give them a second call. But in both of those calls, we do this sort of customer walkthrough, like, hey, thanks for working with us. Here's the expectations, in a nice way, in a nice business way. And of course, the expectations that we give them aren't anything rough or anything. It's just like, hey, make sure you identify some of your sprinklers for us, or, make sure that there's not stuff leaning up against the fence. Make sure that we have access to the yard, stuff like that. So anyway, so I was really big into systems is pretty much the whole deal here. So I've been doing fencing for about 2 years now, and so far it's done really awesome. And we're just continuing to jump into the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And we're just, everything that we take on, we're just kind of building a process for it and putting either a virtual assistant on it or an employee out in the field. So then I created another business. Actually, next I created I made a networking group. So I have a networking group in Trinity, Florida, in the greater Tampa Bay area called the Closers Club. It's focused on sales generation and go-getters. It's focused on small business tradesmen that are go-getters. It's focused on people that are heavy into networking and marketing. Digital AI marketing, or in-person sales. So, we will even take the door-to-door guys because we like those hungry boys. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about. That's really what the networking group is all about. Right now, we have one event a month. It's called Bids and Brews, and we have that at Escape Brewery from 6 to 9 the second Thursday of every month. And that's a really good, nice social area. And then we're also going to start opening up another 2 events that we're going to have in the month. And those events are going to have different kind of things that we'll be doing, so we're really excited about that. And that's going to just grow. And, I'm not going to, put too much of this, forceful designing that I do, into this networking group. We're just building it, and it's going very well, and everybody's happy and loving it and super social. So then the next thing, so then I had a daughter. All right. So then I created a kid. So then, yeah, my daughter name is Natalie. She's the most beautiful thing in the world. And then after that, I created a system, a business called CEO Systems. And what that is it's virtual assistants, part-time to full-time. Whether you just have one part-time or one full-time, or you could have multiple full-times if you needed them. And that's kind of what the gist of it is. They pretty much are specialized in social media posting. We'll encourage you to create a entrepreneurial page. We'll try to get you into so many groups around you that you can that will be sharing your posts that we create and we'll be sharing them to all your local groups to try to generate you some organic leads. Doing a lot of your follow-ups, because your follow-ups are what makes you the money. And we can do scheduling. They're specialized in scheduling. And then they're there for your tasking. So I even have when we take a customer on, I even kind of have like an onboarding for a customer, and it really gives you the plethora of what you are able to do. Because when I first got a virtual assistant, I didn't know how to task them. And so, but I was lucky that they were affordable, because, I got to learn on something that was affordable. And now we are at the point where I have 3 now. So, we're doing well, and we're getting a lot of work pushed, and I'm constantly out all the time. Like you see, able to do golfing, and I'm going to networking events. So it's a good time, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done. There's still a 5 to 9 before my 9 to 5. So,
so in 2 years, tell me about Gulf Coast Fence. In 2 years, you started with just you out doing all the work yourself, and digging holes and mixing concrete and setting posts. And then tell me where you're at today compared to where you were 2 years ago when you first started.
Well, today I'm at a level now that I would say is not necessarily, I have came a lot farther than I probably anticipated that I would have at this point. I am, I'm really a salesy or nerdy kind of kid. I really didn't anticipate, being so happy with being in the trades the way that I am. So, not that there was anything in particular that I had an issue with. It was just the fact that I was targeting sales, and that's where I went. But in the meantime, I was able to meet really great people, and I was able to be with, a lot of really awesome guys in the meantime. So I would say now I'm at a comfortable point where, I'm able to work remotely, pretty much, at my leisure as I need to. I'm able to go out, and schedule estimates do estimates and things like that. And I usually kind of block schedule those things, so that way they're on one particular day. But, now that I have my daughter, I want to stay home as much as I possibly can. So yeah. I also kind of started doing some bidding for GCF, for Gulf Coast Fence. So with bidding, I don't have to go, I don't have to go out. There's a whole, the bid document. So, the bid package. So, I look through the bid package, and there's times I can go out and look at the estimates, but I always do that when I'm, going out or whatnot. But my point though, is that I can do a lot of my work from home. So now, now I'm hosting, I'm doing a lot of hosting. I'm doing a lot of content creation. I'm doing a lot of sales. Those are really my biggest things. I'm doing either hosting something to generate some sort of local respect, some sort of local growth, or I'm making sales calls, or I'm with my daughter too. That's another one. Yeah.
Well, Pete, I met you through Nikki. Nikki, you and Daryl have been doing this for a couple months now. So tell me how a lot longer.
Yeah, a couple months. I can't do the math really fast in my head, or I would have.
2 months is the new 10, yeah. Right? But anyway, so tell everybody about H Fence, because we met through almost social media. We would comment, chat, and stuff back and forth. And my first real meeting with you was, I think it was Fence Tech in Oklahoma, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah. I saw the big black hat and went, I know that guy. And I want to talk to you because I didn't always see eye to eye with everything you said, but I thought that you were so open to conversation. And that was like the absolute best thing, because we could have that conversation and get to a spot where we either agree or disagree, or agree to disagree, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I remember when I first met you, I'm like, I think she hates me.
no,
gosh. no, I'm just saying. But then and the next thing you know, we're like really close friends.
No, amazing. Yeah. I mean, can I just start off with saying thank you so much. Pete's only been in business for about 2 years. I've known you for a couple months. I've known you for 5 or 6 years, and I'm finally on the Voice of the Industry podcast. So thank you so much for inviting me on your podcast.
First time you've been on here?
First time, yeah. So thank you.
Really? I feel like maybe it's because we talk so much or we see each other so much.
I'm just messing with you, but yes, I love it. Thank you. So, but I'm very appreciative and grateful for being here. And how cool is it that we have, Pete here too, which he runs a fence company, barely 40 minutes above me and north of me. Mm-hmm. We cross over in some of the same territories and stuff, but having him here really tries to in the same room, all the standards go up for all of us, right? Yeah. Which is exactly what you're doing with demo days, which is exactly how H Fence has been able to grow over the last 8 years we've been in business.
You're a unique person, Nikki, because you're like me. We love small businesses. We love, FWA was designed for people like you and me, Nikki, and then also Pete, everybody, to kind of bring, I don't want to say that I hate that whole rising tide kind of thing, but really we believe that everybody should have the opportunity,
Correct.
and not, everybody should have the opportunity. And what's great about this industry, Pete, we talked a little bit about it, is that everybody can come in here and build a life for themselves, build a life for your daughter, for your spouse, for you. And you can start with nothing and a year later have a full-blown company that has, a bunch of people working and make money. And I think that's what we all love about it. And that's what we all try to protect and say, we don't want to lose that industry that we have where anybody can come in and build a life for them and their family, regardless if you were, had a hard time growing up, regardless of your education, regardless of you've been rehabilitated for something and you've been through stuff, you can come into this industry and start a new life in a way, right? And I think that's what I love about the industry and why I fight so hard to protect it, and say we don't want to lose that, because if we blink, it's gone. And we're one of those trades where it's the barrier of entry is so difficult that the average person can't get into it. And then we're back to what everybody else is saying. For every 7-10 people are leaving our industry, only 1 or 2 are coming in. And that just hurts everybody. I love, Nikki, that you take people like Pete and you embrace it. And you say, hey, this guy is newer in the industry. What can we do to help him? And it's amazing. So, I mean, your heart and your mind is in the right place. And I love it. I love everything that you guys do.
Yeah, thank you. That's my core. Yeah, that hits me in my core. So.
But for everybody that doesn't know you as well as I do, Nikki, tell them about how you started, your story of H Fence.
Oh, it's so boring.
No, it's not. Because you've came a long ways too. I know you just hired somebody new. And so I don't want to.
We did. So just a really quick summary to not bore everybody. And it's so funny because I hear these stories more and more that are parallel to our story. And I'm like, wow, we all did this. We had rental properties. The biggest expense was always fixing the fence because we didn't know any better. And then my husband and I both had jobs in corporate America. He got laid off and went, well, you really love fixing those fences. So I was in marketing. I was a sales manager in marketing. I looked it up and said, well, a lot of people are searching for fence repairs. How about you just do that for a little while? And then I got laid off 2 weeks later and went, oh, how much do you like this? And I put myself through training through American Fence Association. And they, I learned so many amazing leaders. And they taught me literally how to put in a fence because I knew nothing. I went to Home Depot to know what a picket was. Like, this is literally how we started. So here we are 8 years later. We started a 2002 Chevy truck with 2 race car trailers. And we now have 6 trucks on the road, 4 trailers and a dump trailer. So I leaned very heavily on guys like you, Brian, and just guys in the industry that went, we don't care that you're a woman in construction. What we do care about is that you have passion and that you actually care about the customer first, which I think at the end of the day, we're all going to be better if we care about the customer first.
Mm.
Yeah, no, that's a good story.
That's my story.
No, oh, look, even Kevin's like, that's not boring. What do you mean? That's great.
Oh, thanks, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin.
No, but you came a long ways. I mean, I've always told you, I love your branding, the marketing, everything you do, how involved you get in everything. I mean, you know, you're about as fair of a person I've ever met, you know.
Thank you.
It's awesome. So, from there though, you've grown now and you just hired someone that is actually now, it's better for everything because now you've got somebody that's helping you guys with the cruise and kind of an in-between, even you and Daryl, and you guys can kind of run the company and do what you do best. So tell me about the new hire.
Oh gosh. So a year ago, I think you and Yadira were visiting, and we were really going through some growing pains, and we were sharing that with you guys, and it turned into this whole session that we didn't mean for it to turn into. And when we left that, we went, gosh, we really need to find a way to bridge sales and operations, which in our world is husband and wife, right? So, which I think a lot of people are dealing with that same exact thing. So we hired Tom, who's been not just a longtime family friend. He got laid off too. He's getting laid off from a print shop, but he's been a manager, a very high-end supervisor over everybody. So he knows how to bridge us, and that has been massive and huge. And he's been our guiding star and everything that we needed. And so thank you guys so much for giving us that guidance too. Again, like you never know what kind of nuggets or information you might take from a simple conversation with somebody who's already been there, done that. And even if it's only been 2 years, Pete, no matter what, like I've talked to people who've been doing it for 6 months, go, oh, that process is pretty great. You know, that's amazing. You know, like why are we not doing that? Right. So so we're growing and we're extremely happy. And now we can grow a little bit more. And now we can focus more on our processes and our systems and demo days, which we're super excited about.
So everybody's listening. I'm in Florida. If you've been following me on social media or even any of us going on, demo days it's picking up traction fast. So go to fenshow.com. You can see more on it. It's coming up March 26th to the 27th. I'm gonna do a little shameless plug there. But
because you're bringing it to Florida, which we're dying for. I mean, we all know the industry is changing constantly. Labor, materials, customer expectations. Now they want you to hold their hands, right? So we're either leaning into the training and all the innovation, or we're being left behind. It's really that simple, and that's what Demo Days is bringing right here, centrally located, so everybody can come.
Yeah, and it is. There's a lot of people over here that just and it's tough going all the way to Vegas and taking a week off. And same thing from the West Coast coming all the way out. So we're doing this because we want to bring that same energy and that same flair and everything that we do in Vegas, and we want to try to bring it a little bit out here. But we need everybody's help, because if it's up to everybody else to help us make this thing even a bigger event that goes on every year out here. So hopefully this turns into an East Coast event that everybody can look forward to every year, like they do on the West with the Fence Show. And we're super excited. Something completely different. It's kind of what we did outside at the Fence Show a couple years ago, where we had demo days outside, which was really hard to manage at the same time as the big expo going on inside. So we're going to have a lot of displays. I think there's at least 50 exhibitors already. So it's going to be a pretty good crowd out there.
Can I just add, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just want to add that you've also accepted families. You recognize the small family, or the smaller companies all the way to larger companies. You go, we know you have family, and let's include them, which is huge.
It's built for that. It's built for the first. I think it's the first true fence events of this type of event that was built for the entire family. I mean, the second we reserved this place a while back, they started stocking the ponds, so that we've got fish we got fishing poles for the kids. There's the trike racing. There's like a babies trike race. There's not real babies, but babies, the ones that can go on the trike. But I don't know,
Pete, your baby might be able to do it.
Team wins, Pete. We've got adult trike race heats competition gonna be going on as well, and some free time out there. And then depending on the weather, the splash pond. And so it really was built. The Women of FWA are going to have hot dogs, and then we've got some live entertainment. It really was kind of built, for the whole family. And then of course we're not too far from one of your favorite places, Nikki, Disney World.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I think you would call me a Disney adult. Is that what's it's been coined?
Oh,
can I show you how excited I am?
Sure.
Look at that. No, Disney adults are ridiculous, huh? What is that?
I had Mickey Mouse ears made for all the ladies.
Oh my gosh. Did you show that to them yet?
I did. If they didn't see it, they see it now.
Oh, they didn't know. I know. I'm gonna have to pick up some Disney stuff to bring back for my wife while I'm out here. So,
yes.
Anybody that's listening, if you're down here, I'm gonna be around Orlando for the next couple of days. Reach out to us. Let us know. We'll try to stop by. We're trying to stop by as many places as we can. So, Pete, what's your plans? Has Nikki been helping you at all? Have you guys been having a lot of conversations? What's your plans for the rest of the year with South Coast Fence or Gulf Coast?
So, I just wanted to say this part because I think you guys kind of said something about this earlier, but the way that I even found Nikki is like amazing in general. It's just like I met her through somebody that I met through networking, through somebody that I met through networking. And I met that person because that person found my business card at a gun range and started calling me, and I was like, dude. And then I started noticing, I was like, dude, he's persistent. And I was like, all right, I like that. And then we became friends on Facebook, and then all of a sudden I started getting tagged under fence posts, like fence. That's ironic, but fence posts. Yeah. And so I was like, no pun intended. So I was like, all right, yeah. So I'll go ahead and I was like, let me call this guy and I'll hear his thing. And that ended up being that was Eric. That ended up being the guy who gave me my virtual assistant in the beginning. So yeah. So then I met Nikki, and then that's been the first thing. That was the number one thing I would say to do. If that's how I have so far kind of gotten to where I was at right now. Like I kind of knew that it was going to take diligence, and I kind of knew that there was going to be things that I needed to do. And by no means, I'm continuing to go. I'm just starting. I'm loving where I'm at. But, I knew that I was going to be able to carry myself up to a certain limit. And then I knew immediately I got into networking, and I was like, I need to pick the brains. And so that was the first thing I did was get into networking. And I remember not knowing anything and learning every single event that I went to, every single week that I went to. And I even, of course, I even had people in my family and my friends and family, don't go, that's waste your money. Are you making any money out of it? Da, da, da. And it's I grasped so much knowledge from all that in the beginning. And I was, telling them, I was like, dude, this is so thankful. I'm so thankful for this. We would have trades meetings and stuff, and we would learn so much stuff. So, I met Nikki. Everybody's like, oh, you need to get with Nikki. She's the fence. She does fence, and she's at this BNI. And I was like, all right, yeah. And so it's funny because we just haven't even really, we've talked on onesies, twosies, here and there, so
I'm already an admin on your Facebook.
Yeah. So now it's just hilarious that Brian, I'll add you too. It's just hilarious that, it's crazy how, I didn't talk to her. We talk every so often. And then all of a sudden I get a phone call that's, hey, come meet Brian. So, it's crazy what networking can do. So by the end of the year, man, I'm planning on sticking exactly where I'm at. I want to plant my feet and dig hard. I don't want to grow anymore. I don't want to do any growing. I really just want to continue to just push on the systems that I have, because as of right now, the systems that I have can handle, I'm hoping that can handle around 10 to 15 employees. But then until then, this is my first time doing any of this. I mean, I do research as I go along, and, I'm kind of trying to, be the best that I can be at it. But so far everything's working, and, I have ways to even identify any leaks in the systems and stuff too. So it's pretty nerdy, to be honest with you, but I just intend on just going forward, man, where I'm at, and I'm happy. And I'm finally starting to get, some things, because the season was slow last year. Season was slow. We got slammed with those 2 hurricanes, and then the next year we got nothing. Yeah. So talk about spoiled. Talk about a spoiled first year and expectations. Yeah. Talk about my expectations for first and second year.
Speaking of spoiled, I noticed how soft the ground is around here. So you talk about digging hard,
It's only a matter of time before that was going to be brought up. But Brian, we have roots, okay? We have a lot of trees.
I guess. Yeah. So that was great. I had a great time. Let's talk about your podcast for a moment. I was on there last night, and how do people go watch that?
You can just go on Facebook. Right now, I mean, I only had one video, so I just posted it on Facebook. But I am gonna go ahead and make a YouTube. I think I'm gonna have some value in that. And I think it's also gonna keep me accountable and gonna make me want to post a little bit more often. So, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a YouTube. So when I get that, I'm sure I'll see you guys again, or I'll swing by on the podcast at some other point, and I can drop that. But right now on Facebook, it's just Pete Feldman. It's just a picture of me on a boat. I got a little check mark next to my
Okay. We'll share it in the comments here after the show. Nikki, how do people find out more about H Fence? Anybody that's listening?
Go to hfence.com. And if you're a little cheeky, you might find some t-shirts that are super fun.
I got mine in the car, by the way. Awesome shirts.
There's no fluff around demo days, but we are the fence fluffers.
That's awesome. I saw you guys all in your bowling gear too.
Yeah.
So Pete, how do people find out more about Gulf Coast Fence?
Gulf Coast Fence, it's going to be www.gcfence.net. That's our website. And then Gulf Coast Fence Residential and Commercial on Facebook, and GC Fence Tampa on Instagram. So we're all over. So
that's awesome. And anybody that's listening, you're gonna be able to come see both of them. If you want to meet them in person, get an autograph or something from them, get a shirt signed. But it's going to be 26th, 27th of March. Go to fenceshow.com. You get more information. You get registered for that thing. Bring the kids. We got fishing poles, hot dogs, trike racing, tons of displays, demos, things like that going on. We're going to be actually running the equipment, demo tools. I know a lot of people are bringing equipment and things like that. So this is going to be something that we haven't done in the industry before, and bringing everybody together. You guys, thank you for coming on. I know it's late. I didn't realize now that I'm over here how late you guys it is for you guys. It may, I'm always, hey, come on at 4:30. It should be easy. Now that I'm on your time zone, I'm like, this is 7:38. I'm hungry.
I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you. I firmly believe that, when you surround yourself with people like you guys, you level up in the rooms with the people who challenge you the most. So I really appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you both. Pete, we are looking forward to a lot from you this year. I love the energy. There's not a lot of people that I meet that the next day I can't wait to talk to. So I know you and I have chatted a couple times today, even since our last meeting last night. So I really appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on. Nikki, thanks for bringing all of us together.
Yes, of course. Yeah. That's what I do.
Awesome. All right, everybody, we will talk to you next week. You never know, we might have a surprise video tomorrow, live from, if I got good enough signal, I'm going to go live from the demo days area. We're going to be doing some work out there, taking some measurements and stuff. So maybe we'll have some sneak videos. I don't know. Stay tuned. We'll see you guys. Have a good one.
Yeah.